All right, and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play. I told you today that we were going to be starting on our storage system or our medieval bank, and I even went through the entire. I even went through it, was checking the stuff out, making sure I could do it, and got to this point where I needed a comparator. Goes right there. And I don't have it. And the reason I don't have it is because I need nether quartz. Now, we haven't been to the nether, and I was really wanting to make it a nice episode, but I need that nether quartz. I went to the mines, and I grabbed some nether quartz. Not some nether quartz, some obsidian. And we're just gonna take a quick trip. I'm gonna do nothing but get some nether quartz and maybe some glowstone if I see it. And then we're gonna get right back out. I'm gonna bust up the portal again, and then we're gonna pretend it never happened. Alright. So, before I do that, 1, 2, I forget how this needs to go. I think it's 3. It's alright, I got a good pick. We'll make it work. Please tell me I needed, oh my, alright. So, I just ran about 1,200 blocks and back, and I got one short. Alright, so I guess I'm going back to the mines, so I'll see you momentarily. Alright, so I went over to the mines to get some of my obsidian, and just figured I'd show you guys the update. We actually extended this out quite a bit. If you remember, it was only a few spaces in. And I've gone ahead and I've mined out quite a few chunks here. I think they span all the way down to I think here's one. That one still does it. Yeah, so pretty far. And this one's about halfway as long as the other one. And each of these extend roughly 500 blocks in each direction, so it takes a while to mine it, but you get a lot of good stuff. So when I can't record, I'm usually sitting over here just mining. As you can see, we've got a pretty good stack of stuff. Thought I'd have more iron, but I don't. I think I'll just take that, and that's good. So I'm gonna try to book it now. I haven't done anything besides the mining, so no worries about any secret projects going on here. So I guess with that, I will see you guys back at the town center. All right. Yay! Remember, you saw nothing. Oh wait. Just to further show I'm not doing anything else but what I need to. Just gonna come in with this stuff and this thing, because it's just in case we show up where gas is at. Right. See what we get. It'd be really cool. This is a fortress, and it looks like the worst spot ever. Actually, it's not that bad, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't even think I can. Are you? Oh man. Okay. Quartz is over there. There's some. I can do without the glowstone, so I'm not gonna get it. And I do have an awesome pick, so I think we can just kind of work our way through here really quick. Yeah. It'll be important to make sure I'm not gonna fall. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh. I think out of all the times I spawned in the Nether, this might just be the worst spot. Oh. I am gonna need quite a bit of Nether quartz, so. $31. Just a tiny bit more. I think anyway. Oh god. Little zombie pigman. I should have guessed with the little zombie thing. Oh, please no. I don't even want to deal with you. I just want my quartz. I just want my quartz. This is good. This is fine. I don't even want anything else. We just want a little bit. 59 is definitely enough. I'm not going to need that many comparators. So we'll just leave. Let's see him. And it's dark. Alright, I'll finish packing that up here in a second. Let me find my bed. Do I have a bed anywhere? Wait, I got a house now. I'll get used to it. Oh, I like how I had to go from a nice bright path to a dark path to get to my house. Adds an element of danger. Alright. Also, one thing we did make sure of is, please don't be on my, okay, it's not in the house. Is that we, oh, it fell. Just die. Okay, so I can't go to sleep. Nope, now I can. We did make sure that everything's nicely lit on the inside. We don't want, and the way we can do that is check and make sure that every one of these light levels, I believe, where it says it might be RL, or I think BL is the lighting without any sunlight. I'm not too sure, but making sure that it's 8 or above keeps anything from spawning in it, so we can do that. Alright, so I'm gonna go take down this portal and we'll pretend that I never went there. Okay? Complete and utter surprise when we go there in episode whenever. Oh, it stinks that I was really holding off. I knew I had to go in and get glowstone, but I was willing to hold off there, but I really don't want to hold off on the nether quartz if I need it for the comparators. Okay, so take that and take that. There we go. All right, guys. Now that we've got the comparators, it's time to talk a little bit about the redstone we'll be using. It's a pretty simple layout. Really, it's only this little square here, which is what we're concerning ourselves with. So what we really want to have happen is I want to be able to dump all my stuff up into a box like this, put it all in there, and then have it be sorted. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna have a whole line of these things. So when I put particular items in, they go down into their designated areas, and if they don't match anything I have set out, then they get overlooked. So if I were to put in iron ore, it'll go through the system, go past along the hopper line here. But if you notice, there was no piston that extracted. I mean, detracted. So as we can see that the iron actually went to the very end of the line, it kept on going through. But when we put in the redstone, it came out here. What's really nice about this is that it guarantees that if we throw stuff into it, no matter what we throw into it, it isn't going to clog it. We really don't want to clog the... We don't really want to clog our system and have to go pick stuff out of it, and it'll just get really messy. See, just like that. And our other stuff's already lined up. So let's just go through the redstone really quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it is important. So we have our input chest here. So this will be our deposit box for all the stuff in our bank. We'll simply put it in the chest, and then it'll get pulled down, and then it'll come all the way across. Now, hoppers naturally pull things from what's above them, and they push into containers. And they do this simultaneously when they're not powered. When they're powered, they'll no longer push or pull items. So that's going to be very important, because what actually happens is this thing basically tries to pull items all the time. And if you notice, stone swords don't stack, so they won't actually pull any stone swords from the hopper line. But the only thing they can fill in here is the redstone. Now, the reason why it's not all redstone is because we need something to act like a stack, just so we can get this distance here. As you can see, that piece of redstone down there isn't powered right now. But when we add one item in, it powers. So when it powers, it's going to negate this switch here, and it's going to cause the piston to retract. Now, we have a block over this chest, and I can't open it. Since I can't open it, the hopper that we're using as a filter also can't push items into it. But when it retracts, it can push items into it. If you notice that it got messed up here, it's because I put the redstone specifically on that spot. You really don't want to do that, because this will allow other stuff to filter through like that. It's always going to pull from that first slot, so we want to make sure that. And naturally, it's going to fill in that first slot too, so it'll really fill up there, not anywhere at these second, third, or fourth slots. So that comes all the way down, and we get our goods. All right, so basically, this thing's going to need 3 spaces, and it's going to need 1 space in between it, so we don't connect any redstone. And we can repeat it pretty often, and it's dark. I need to go to sleep. So that's about it. I don't think it's not too complicated. It's actually there's another version I worked up, but it requires 2 hoppers, and it doesn't use a piston, but it's a lot more expensive with respect to the material that we use. So we won't be doing that. This works just fine. We can also, in our bank, we're going to have this be a little bit higher up so we can add more chests. It'll give us more storage area. All right, so I think that leaves us with the actual starting the build here for the bank. So I'm going to get to that. So I will be right back. All right, I finally moved all my chests out of the way. Moved them over there. And I guess all we need to do before we get started is just to recap my notes on our build here. Made it in a nice little book. So let's see what we got. Yep. Interesting. Yep. This book's pretty much useless. So I sat down for a while and I really can't think of what a medieval bank is supposed to look like. That's rather unfortunate because I really need the building. So I decided on a little compromise. I know what the inside's gonna look like. I pretty much have that mapped out and what we need to have in it and all that good stuff. But the outside I have no clue whatsoever. So what I'm thinking is that we can build a really simple outside, just basically a covering for the inside. And we'll make the promise that we're going to come back and make it look like a bank. So I think that's pretty fair. I really got to have my stuff stored. This might be like a third of what I have, and I'm just throwing chests everywhere. So really important that we start with it. I do know kind of the rough shape just because of the way the hopper system has to work. So I'm thinking that'll be our best course of action. So we'll give some kind of simple design on the outside, quick to do. When we tear it down, we can reuse all the materials, so I think that'll be good. So I guess that's what I'm going to do now. I guess I marked the spot where we're going to start the bank right here where I put the book. And we'll leave some room here between the road and the bank, because if we need to, when we build the outside, if we're going to need that room, or at least some of it. So I guess that's about it. I'm going to go grab some materials, and I guess we'll start. All right, be right back. All right, so we're going to make the base level for our first story is going to be basically this plane here. So if we're starting down here, we're going to have to count that as floor level. So we need this to really go up 10 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so I want the top of that to be the starting level for the next floor. Now we're only going to do one floor because I don't want to build too much of it without knowing what the outside's going to be like. But we got to have at least one floor for our stuff. So let me go ahead and make some more stone bricks. I think stone bricks will be the best to use here. At least since we're using a lot of stone, it's going to at least look sturdy. I did consider building the bank out of something that looks like that, but it just looks too flammable to me. So I don't think I'm going to go with that. Stone's probably going to be the best way to go here. As far as the design, I'm just going to throw something up temporary, kind of quick. I'm going to die. One sec. There we go. Not real sure how to do this. Let's get down. There we go. So I figure what we can do is we're just going to have some space for 2 doors, one being here and one being here. We could try having a door that's kind of facing this way, but it's kind of hard to make those things diagonal, so I'm just going to go with this. So we're going to leave 1, 2, 3 spaces. Odd spaces work out better, I think. And 2, 3, 4. We're going to build it that way. And how to get, didn't really think about how to get down from these things, but it's kind of important. So I'm just gonna build in the front face. It's already getting dark. Yeah, so we'll get this. Oops, that's not supposed to be diagonal, I don't think. No, 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 no. All right. Let's cut this down. Leave 3 spaces, so 1, 2, 3. There's where our next one is. I guess what we got to do now is just kind of trace out the outline of the place. So I'm gonna sit back for a second and kind of think of a quick outline. So I will be right back. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is create instead of doing a flat rectangle, we're gonna kind of go with that, but we're gonna give it columns every three spaces. That way we can give it a little bit of texture on the side, and we'll have an odd number of spaces in between it, so we can add some kind of decoration up top here, and then we can center it. So I think that ought to be pretty easy to do. I'm just gonna lay out a few pieces of it. So if we can imagine this stretching all the way down here. So we'll go back one more. 1, 2, 3. And I'm not really sure how to handle the slope here, but I think we'll figure something out later. We'll just kind of set this in here. 1, 2, 3 space. 1, 2, 3 space. 1, 1, 2, 3 space. And if we did 1, 2, 3, we're gonna be out of room here. 2, 3. So I think we'll have to figure out something with the corner there. Let me do it on this side. It should come out to be the same. We should be one short of putting the thing on it. So make this the I think that looks right. 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3 out. And we can repeat this a lot. And I don't really know how much stone this is going to use, so hopefully I have enough. I did plan for a lot of it being used, so. This is just stuff I got from the mines. I have so much stone, it's ridiculous. And we are indeed one short. So I think that's good. Let me think about how to deal with this corner real quick, and we will keep on going. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is put 2 here, and like that. So I think the way it's going to look is that, and then it should be 3 spaces, because they should come up short at the same spot. So, which should be this block here is where they come up short. So I'll fill it in like that, and there'll be 3 here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Hopefully this repeating pattern will square up okay. I'm kind of banking on it. So there's 3. I'll just place it on top. It seems easier. 1, 2, 3. So the third one goes there. 1, 2. One of the issues, if you don't use something that's square, this will come up wrong. Like that actually. That looks like it's off. Because we should come up with a 1, 2, 3 before this, which will be right here. 1, 2, 3. Let me double check this. So if we end up like that. Oh shoot. No, I think that's right. Alright, let me dig out this piece and we'll see where they're conflicting. So there's our three, or our little corner there. They meet the same way. So it looks like it looks okay on 3 out of 4 of the corners. Or actually 2, because that one's completely different than the others. So 3, that sticks out. Gosh, I'm gonna have to. 1, 2, 3. Stick out. And I would want it to stick out there. At least it matches up, but it's off a little bit with respect to the corner, right? Because if we do it that way, it's going to be... it's not matching at all, actually. Because there's where it sticks out. Huh. How interesting. Because now what's gonna... Let me count the number of sides. That might be why it's all messed up. So I'll be right back. Alright, I figured out the problem. I should have noticed something was wrong when I decided to extend the border out a little bit. If you see here, if this is a kind of the pillar between two doors, I attached the wall here on the outside of this pillar. And then the next pillar is actually here. And I should have attached the wall here, but instead I put it way too far inwards, and that really messed it up. So we gotta undo this real quick, and I think that'll fix our alignment issue. It does pay to be extra cautious with this though, because yeah, see, we had that'll give us our, actually that still looks wrong. 1, 2, I would be expecting it to be here for the new spot. And then, oh, no, it's still off. It might actually be worse off now. Oh, that's great. So let's see. So I can extend or shorten it. I really don't want to shorten it too much because I kind of did some measurements of what I'm going to need for minimum space, and I'm already kind of crunching it, so we'll make it a little bit towards the outside. So if I make that an outside piece, then that's going to be an outside piece. And we'll try shifting over the entire thing here. If I add in a corner here, that'll make that fit. So let me go ahead and mine this back out. You definitely want to make sure that you do this kind of stuff right, because it'll hurt you a lot worse in the long run, especially if you're not happy with it. So, and you should get a really good pick because you'll be needing it. At least I do. Alright, so 3 spaces, 1 forward, 3 spaces, 1 forward. Now, I could have tried drawing this out in graph paper beforehand, but that would have been really tedious. So, just kind of winging it. It works occasionally, so it's not too bad. 1, 2, 3. And this isn't going to be good. I would consider that the out piece. So I'd want it like that. And that fits it, right? Yeah, that fits it. Whew, excellent. Because what's going to happen here is we're going to count out 1, make a little corner piece here. And that should be in line. No, it's jutted back. It doesn't fit it. My bad. It actually goes like this. Okay, this is getting really messy. This is getting really messy. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut and do it myself real quick. So be right back. Okay, so I sat around for a bit and I actually did see the problem now, and unfortunately this is going to be one that's not so pleasant to fix. If you're curious, it's because if you notice the repeating pattern here is going to be every 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. It turns out that the widths of this building aren't multiples of 4. And what's going to happen is what actually happens is it causes it to that pattern not to sync up when it hits the corner. And basically, no matter how you want to start it, it works okay from these angles, but it won't meet on one of these. And I think the reason why it works on these angles is because of where we started here with respect to the doors. And it doesn't work here because of how we did it. So I just simply kind of cut the corner off. I put a kind of interesting design here, but that's really what caused it, and something we definitely should think about in the future, because that can really offset a lot of our projects if we do that wrong. So it's all kind of uneven. I guess what I'm going to do is I can just start filling it out, and maybe I want to put in let's go ahead and fill in the floor, because if it's at least like this, we can kind of hook it up to the center area there. Ooh, mouse is getting a little laggy. So it's gonna be like corner piece, corner piece, corner piece, corner piece. Like that. And we'll probably size this up properly here in a. We got it sitting here. I just want to kind of get a basic path going here so I can kind of see it. Okay. Oh, maybe I need to make this out of gravel here. We kind of got two different textures colliding. That'll be okay. So we'll just keep on digging. See what we get going on here. Unfortunately, I don't have my really good pick. I accidentally broke it, so No repairing that thing. Just gonna stick with I know a lot of people think that diamond picks or diamond shovels are a waste, but oh, they can make things so much faster. It really is impressive. Let's see. That was supposed to be grass. So we'll fill in the grass here. Kind of get a nice border going on. No, that's too high. Alright, let me check the time real quick, because I think that's probably all we have time for. I'm going to probably off camera build up these walls just to give us a shell. And yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll probably do that. So give me 1 second. And all right, it does turn out that we are out of time. The video's running almost 40 minutes, at least what I've got so far. So that's about all we can do for this episode. I did manage to kind of interleave the patterns here. Hopefully that'll be okay for now. Gave us a nice little path going to it. And in the future, I'm going to try to make the episodes a little bit shorter. Simply because it's a huge pain to have to encode all that at once, and then the uploads a little too large for my comfort. So not too much shorter. I'd like to cap it at about 25 minutes, really, but I just have so much to do. So we're gonna be back on this thing for the next few episodes. Then we're gonna go back over there and add another house in. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys around.